What's up, guys? In today's video I'm going to be talking about 7 of the most versatile men's fragrances in my collection. So yeah, I do have a range of cheaper fragrances, more expensive fragrances, high-end designer, niche, cheapies in this list, and also your regular designers. Let's go ahead and get started off. I'll go ahead and get started off with something cheap. It's something I recently got in my collection again. I had this in my collection a few years ago when I was first not even collecting fragrances. I just had a few fragrances. I got it for a really good price back then. It's kind of harder to find now, but I found it for I think it was like $20 on clearance, like 25 bucks or something like that on clearance in FragranceNet, on FragranceNet. It's going to be Dunhill's Icon. So I haven't really worn it too much since I've gotten it. I've kind of worn it around around my apartment just to remember the fragrance. But one time, which was actually the other day, I wore it to bed just to see how long, if it would last throughout the night and still be like on either clothes or just on my skin, or if it's gone by that time. Going to work though, so I don't really sleep much, right? I would say this was definitely still around. Not too potent, but it was definitely still around. A versatile scent. A lot of people say it smells like grape soda in the opening. I don't agree with that. I get more of a pine tree note. I don't know if there's pine in this fragrance. I really don't get that grape soda note, but probably because I'm thinking about a different grape soda. I'm thinking about back when I lived in Florida, that Publix grape soda. For you guys that know, you know. Which is pretty much like that Fanta, that grape Fanta. But yeah, this is a definitely underrated fragrance, a really good cheapie. It was one of those that I missed when I got rid of it. It's like a lavender and pine trees. It's like a lavender Christmas is like the best way to say that, describe this fragrance, if that even makes sense. I would say like a pine tree that just has lavender just around that pine tree. It's a weird thing, but it smells actually really nice. And then, let's go ahead and raise up the price a little bit. You can find this for $100 still. This is going to be a very well-known fragrance. I really don't talk about this fragrance, and I do have it in my collection. This is actually one of my first fragrances, but when I started paying attention more to fragrances, I guess, I blind bought this, actually, and I paid full retail. And it's going to be Sauvage Elixir. Not Sauvage Elixir. Sauvage Eau de Parfum. So, actually, I didn't blind buy. Actually, I did blind buy this one. I also blind bought the Eau de Toilette. I just ran out of the Eau de Toilette, so I bought the Eau de Parfum. At the time, I didn't really know too much about fragrances, so I'm like, okay, the Eau de Parfum is probably the stronger version of the Eau de Toilette. I think the Eau de Toilette got me more compliments, though, honestly. But I feel like the Eau de Toilette probably projects a little bit more than the Eau de Parfum. Is that true? I'm not sure. I think that's just how I felt when I first got the Eau de Parfum and realized it smelled a little bit different. And I actually didn't run out of the Eau de Toilette. I got really low on it and I just gave it to my brother. This is probably like around, well, you can probably see it, but it's right here. So it's definitely worn. I definitely wore it a lot. Versatile scent when I didn't really have much in my collection. This was my go-to. This was my signature scent. Now I hardly ever wear it, but yeah, it's one of the fragrances that, if you're just starting a collection, this is like a staple. It's a really versatile scent, signature scent that you can just wear all the time. Some people would go for Blue Chanel for that. I'm more of a Sauvage guy. It is what it is. It's your preference if you like the powdery clean, or if you like the metallic, not barbershop-y, but just like metallic shower gel, I guess is the best way to describe it. So that would be at the number 2. This isn't really ranked. This is just different pricing on fragrances that are versatile in our collection, or in my collection at least. Next, let's go ahead and raise the price a little bit more. It's going to be another Dior. It's going to be Dior Homme Sport. So Dior Homme Sport or Dior Homme 2020. I did have both of them. I found it redundant at the time to own both. But it was something about the Sport that made me keep it over the 2020. There's like a brightness over it. And actually, when I first received it, I was like kind of disappointed because it was redundant. I already had Dior Homme 2020. So I sprayed it on the Dior Homme 2020, Dior Homme Sport box, and I just, left it in my, I think I had it, it's still in the box. I put it back in the box, put it in the box. I was planning on selling it, realistically. Came back home from work, just because I got the package before work, opened it back up, decided to give it another smell, and the way the box smelled, I thought was amazing. And Dior Homme 2020, I thought smelled good, but it wasn't like how I felt how this fragrance smelled. Just that box and just how the fragrance after it dried down smelled. So to my nose though, there is a note. I'm not sure if I'm really not too sure exactly what the note is, but it kind of has like a watery feeling, and it at least to my nose, it just doesn't go away all day. So I kind of have to be in a mood to wear this fragrance sometimes. It does last on me all day, but there's just like a little zingy note that is, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying I have to be ready for it, or ready to smell it all day, because I guess my nose just doesn't go nose blind to that specific note. And this isn't the only fragrance, by the way, that it happens with. I don't remember which one the other one is. I have to look at my collection and then I can figure that out. Actually, not Renaissance. Slight Renaissance. There's like another note in Renaissance. I don't know what it is that I don't go nose blind to, but that's besides the point. Next, I guess we could lower the price or raise it depending if you're going for the 30 ml or the 100 ml. It's going to be Mephisto by Xerjoff. This is the Casa Marati Mephisto, the Eau de Parfum, regular one, not the Gentle Uomo, not anything else, just the regular one. So I got it because I had a lot of Fragrance By coupons and that I've never used before. I've bought from Fragrance By for like, maybe 2, maybe 3 years now, and I never used my points. So I got this for a really good price, pretty much, really much nothing. And I wanted to compare it to Silver Mountain Water. Silver Mountain Water is a DNA that's grown on me. When I first got it, I actually didn't really enjoy it. But as I've worn it over the months I've had it, I really do enjoy the scent. I really do enjoy the dry down of the fragrance. It is a really unique fragrance in my collection. It might not be unique to, probably you older fellows out there, but to me at least, it's kind of unique it's pretty actually unique in my collection. And then Mephisto, some would say this is the better version because it's not as hard to like, which is true. This is the easier version to like. It doesn't change as much as Silver Mountain Water. I think Silver Mountain Water has more characteristic and more life. But if we're talking about versatile, this is the one that's easier to like, easier to wear. It doesn't have the inky kind of feel in the beginning. And it's just, it's a good fragrance. Yes, it reminds me of Silver Mountain Water, but I've come to like that DNA that I don't mind having 2 of the kind of similar DNAs. Plus, this is a 30 ml. Will I go through it? Probably not anytime soon, unless they're talking about discontinuing it. I'll pick up the 3.4 ounce bottle because I really do enjoy it that much. But I also do have my 3.4 ounce bottle of Silver Mountain Water. And out of the 2, I do prefer Silver Mountain Water, but again, this is the one that's easier to wear. All right, let's go ahead and let's raise the price a little bit more. So now we're gonna go ahead with a pricier fragrance. This is gonna be one that's easy to wear all the time. Versatile again, like the theme of this video. So this fragrance is actually one of the fragrances from Creed that I didn't think I was gonna like, but really surprised me. It's probably one of my Creeds with the biggest dents behind, Aventus and or like the Aventuses that I have and the Viking. It's gonna be Original Vetiver. Really clean, musky. It's strong enough for it to be worn in the cold. every scenario is fine. You don't have to worry about this fragrance being like smelling off. This is not a vetiver fragrance that's really difficult to wear either. So this fragrance, it's citrusy, kind of, not like as in the bright yellow kind of citrusy. It's kind of like a, I don't know if it's like a, it's like a, think about not a shower linen, or I would say more like a clean white linen smell, like a green, clean white linen smell. It's a very clean fragrance. Now this is probably my favorite vetiver that I've tried so far. So yes, I do have Guerlain's vetiver. I do think that one's amazing. Yes, it is cheaper, and some would say that Roja took inspiration from a lot of Guerlain fragrances. I actually do have a few fragrances coming along that are from that kind of thing. But yeah, besides that, original vetiver, great. Guerlain's vetiver, it's also great, but I believe original vetiver would be more versatile than that fragrance. But yeah, that's it for original vetiver. Next is going to be another Creed. I do have a lot of Creeds in my collection. Creeds, it's either Creeds or Dior's, of which ones are the most to have in my collection, but I do believe it's Creeds. Probably by a while, like by a big margin actually. And I've thought about picking up Himalaya. I feel like I wasn't ready for it when I got it, and I'm thinking about it again, and I feel like I might enjoy it now. I really enjoyed the Alexandria cologne, but the actual fragrance is very different. So Alexandria's cologne of Himalaya is not that great. All right, that was a sidetrack. It's going to be Aventus cologne. This is going to be the next fragrance that I'm going to talk about. Aventus cologne, Compliment Beast. I have worn this in the cold weather. I don't have any performance issues with this fragrance in the cold weather. I unfortunately just broke my bottle picking it out for this video. It's a small crack right here. I don't know if you can see it. I took off the cap to smell it, and the glass came along with it. I don't know if I was grabbing it that hard, which maybe because I grabbed it like this and just pulled it. First time I actually break a bottle in my collection, but either way, it's not like it's going to affect anything. So yes, you get the Aventus this is an Aventus. It is what it is. It's not. It's a brighter Aventus. It's not. It's definitely more versatile. Even though Aventus and Absolute Aventus are pretty versatile, I will say this one is probably the most versatile out of the three, which is why I picked it. I really do enjoy it. Big dent on this one. A lot of compliments on this one as well. My fiance actually likes. I think she likes this one over the other three, just because of the mandarin note in this fragrance, which is a note she really loves in fragrances, which is I pretty much figured out because every fragrance I've had that has mandarin in it, she's pretty much loved. So yeah, this one's a really good versatile fragrance. It's gonna last you a while. Yes, even though it's Aventus cologne, it is it's not a cologne that's I don't know if this is actually an eau de cologne. I don't think so. This is probably an eau de parfum. Because of how long it lasts, it's definitely not like an eau de cologne, but it doesn't show on the bottle. So I could definitely be wrong, but if it's an eau de cologne, it's one of those that, it's going to last you all day. No performance issues, at least for myself. I don't really have any performance issues with any of my Creeds, actually. So that's, if you're hesitant to buy any Creed fragrances because of what you've heard, I would say just, ignore it. Try it for yourself. Try a sample. At least I have, for myself, the only one I would say I have somewhat performance issues on is Original Santal. I would say maybe 5-6 hours on that fragrance, but besides that, everything else lasts all day. I actually wore Aventus the other day, and it made it through my 14-hour day, so I'm very happy with that one. And it's, now I'm kind of tracking fragrances just with my long work days to see if I smell them after. So, that's going to be, I guess that helps, right? If you really want to know longevity, and for you guys that also work really long shifts, that kind of works out for us. And the last one is going to be a fragrance I talk about too much probably now. It's going to be Imagination by Louis Vuitton, but it's a really versatile scent. It's strong enough to wear in the cold, strong enough to wear, not strong enough, light enough to wear in the heat. Fragrance that you could wear a date, you'll smell great. Date at night, you'll smell great. Going out, staying in, just going to the movies, going to a family gathering, you're gonna smell great. This is a fragrance you can wear all around. And not, this could be someone's only fragrance in their collection, and they're covered for pretty much every scenario. Like, even if you're gonna dress up, this is there. Even if you're casual, you still smell good. Let's say white shirt, blue jeans, right? Just white jeans, white shirt, jeans. You're wearing this, you're gonna smell great. You're not gonna look off. If you're wearing a suit, you wear this fragrance. You're smelling good. You smell. The smell matches your attire also. So that's where I'm gonna end it with these 7 fragrances. I think when I talk about more than 5 fragrances, I always make more than a 10-minute video. But that's all I have for you guys today. Please let me know which are the 7 or just any of the most versatile fragrances in your collection. I do have more in my collection, but these are just 7 in my collection. Also, if you want to recommend anything, leave it in the description. I actually sold a few fragrances. Now that you made it to the end of this video, I'll just go ahead and talk about the 2 fragrances I've sold. I sold 2 Argos fragrances. I sold Sharon's Veil, and I sold Trident, Neptune's Trident. Neptune's Trident, I can't justify it for the price, honestly. I'm thinking about, I just sold it. I might pick up Burlington 1819 with it, but I have not yet really loved a Roja fragrance. So that's kind of what I'm hesitant. I might just do it to do the review, and then if I don't like it, then I'll sell it. I'll lose a few bucks or whatever. I have tried it before, but I just don't really remember it. And the other one, so Sharon's Veil, like I said, it smells kind of like Oud Satin Mood, but it doesn't, wearing it doesn't really perform in the colder weather. And if I wanted Oud Satin Mood, I would just get Oud Satin Mood instead of just the Sharon's Veil. I believe it's around the same price point. I'd rather just have Oud Satin Mood and not pick it up sometime this year. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. There's a little sneak peek, I guess, for what I just sold in my collection. And the last one I'm trying to sell in my collection, but no one's buying. It's going to be a Barrage by Spirit of Dubai. So I'm looking to sell this one. If you guys are interested, I'm selling it for $110. I paid, I don't know how much I paid. Whatever is on Olfactory, I got it from Olfactory. So that one is probably going to sell whenever TLTG reviews his bottle. That's when people are probably going to start looking for it, and that's when I could sell it. But in the meantime, he has not made that review. And like I said, that was a recommendation that I got from him. I think it was like one of his live streams. The way he just smelled it and described it in the video made me want to buy it. It seemed like that would be my cup of tea. But it really is just redundant in my collection, and it smells like Tom Ford's Noir. And I do really enjoy Tom Ford's Noir, but I just don't need 2 of the same. That one's a 50 ml that's more expensive than the Noir that's 100 ml for pretty much the same fragrance. Some people say they get an Aventicity type of DNA from the Barrage Spirit of Dubai. I could see it late in the dry down why people would say that, but it's like a really late in the dry down, like 7 or 8 hours. The fragrance really does change, but for the most part, you are getting Tom Ford Noir for like maybe the first 4 or 5 hours of the fragrance before it changes. So, yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Please leave a like, subscribe. I will see you guys on the next one. Have a good one, guys.